Lucid Motors is making some moves today, up in between 6 and 7% consistently throughout the whole entire day. So let's go over the two announcements that did come out, which are a huge deal and has a lot of investors talking about Lucid Motors. As well as that, let's go over my current position, really why I'm so bullish on Lucid Motors. Also talk about the Ortex data and the technical analysis. So let's get straight into it. First things first, the Lucid Air is the first electric vehicle with a 520-mile EPA rated range. Lucid Motors Air Dream Edition has received an Environmental Protection Agency rated range of 520 miles, making it the longest range EV ever rated by the agency. The EPA rating certifies Lucid's claim for over a year ago that its forthcoming electric sedan would be the longest range product EV on the market. It also represents a victory for Lucid Motors CEO and CTO Peter Rawlinson, who led development of the Model S when he worked at Tesla, and has said that the Air will outmatch Elon Musk's company in terms of range, luxury, acceleration, and price. And this is over 100 miles longer than the longest range Tesla. So I think this is going to be good for the business overall. I think if you're, trying to make a choice between a Lucid and a Tesla, just this extra range, 100 miles is a decent amount of range. And 500 miles, that could last most people, 2 weeks. And that's going to be a huge influencing decision if people actually decide to get a Lucid Motors vehicle or go with a competitor. Now for the second piece of good news, and really, in my opinion, the reason why Lucid has been ripping so much today is because, take a look at this, Lucid is the Tesla of electric vehicle startups, and the stock is set to soar nearly 60%, Bank of America says. What exactly they said? In quotes, we are initiating coverage on Lucid with a buy rating and a $30 price target based on EV sales of 3x and EV EBITDA of 36x on our 2025 estimates, said the analyst. These are a premium to Tesla's early trading multiples and to average multiples from EV SPAC peers, but still a notable discount to Tesla's recent trading multiples forward 5-year basis, reflecting our view on Lucid as one of the most legitimate startup EV automakers. That is a beautiful thing to be hearing and for them to be saying. Lucid supplies components for Formula E, the motorsport champion race for electric cars. The part of their business model is similar to Ferrari, which supplies parts for Formula One, said Bofa. Meanwhile, Lucid's business strategy also mirrors Tesla's, the analyst said, in that it launches early vehicles at the luxury level before expanding into the mass market. So this is overall great news, and we're going to start seeing a lot more price targets. Some are going to be way higher than $30. Some might be lower than $30. But if the stock is trading at $20 and gets a $30 price target, a 60% increase, you could see a lot of people start to buy the stock, and overall good sentiment about the company coming out because some high profile people like Bank of America are saying the stock is going to go up 60% in value. But something that I do want to point out for you guys is something that I do think is very important. If we do come to Lucid's actual shares outstanding, they have 1.62 billion shares outstanding. So what does that mean? That is a very large amount. So I don't expect Lucid to move up a lot in any given day. Like a 6% move is a big deal when the flow is 1.62 million shares. And you guys can think about this, like if the market cap, right, NEO is roughly what they're like 40 some dollars. I own NEO. I don't even know the price. They're somewhere around that, but their market cap is about $60 billion, about $65 billion last time I did check. So if Lucid, roughly speaking, went to NEO's market cap valuation, that would only double the stock. It would take the stock to about $42 per share. So they're relatively the same in that aspect, and that's really a good way to think about it. But 1.62 billion shares is a very large amount. So it takes a lot of money going into the stock or leaving the stock to move it around a lot. So unless there's really good bullish catalysts like we are seeing today, or very bearish catalyst, which could potentially come out in the future, you're not going to see a huge price increase with Lucid rapidly in a 1-day span. That's simply not going to happen. It'll take a lot of capital to do that. It can happen, but I wouldn't expect it to happen. I think that's the best thing to say for that. But let's now move on from that and let's talk about the Ortex data. And going along with that, with 1.6 billion shares outstanding, they have 6% of the free float that is sold short, which is a decently high amount, coming in at 32.54 million shares. Relative to the volume that we are seeing, I mean, just for yesterday, only seeing about 32 million for volume. That's the whole day's worth of buys come of volume yesterday going in as buys if the shorts were to cover all in one day. That's the way that I like to think about it when it comes down to Lucid Motors. So I'm not really I'm not trading this as a short squeeze trade, but there is the potential to see some price increases due to the short interest, the amount of shares that are sold short relative to the volume. You were seeing the share utilization still at 99.72%, which has actually went up about 1% from the past 7 days ago. And this is telling you guys that it's really hard to get your hands on Lucid Motors shares to even sell short. So if there was more shares available, they would probably be sold short, if I were to imagine, right? That's kind of how it works. But the free flow on loan is 8.63%. So it is likely that the short interest could go up about another 1%. This is actually down about 1% from 7 days ago at 9.17%. So overall, guys, the Ortex data not really signifying a short squeeze, but it is signifying that a lot of people are very bullish on Lucid Motors, because if you are bearish on a stock, you want to short the stock. The higher the short interest, the more bearish investors are, and really big time money investors. So with a 6% short interest, that is just telling you guys basically everybody is bullish on Lucid Motors. Now let's briefly talk about the technical levels and then go over my position, and that will wrap up this video. So technically speaking, watch to see if we stay over $20 per share, which was a great sign when we did stay over $20 per share. And the fact that we are seeing this gap up today, $1.28, we went straight above $20 all the way to $21 and some change, and been staying for the most part above $21 throughout the whole day of trading today. So that is definitely a good sign. Watch to stay above $20, but watch for the $22 mark to act as a little bit of resistance, and then ultimately to hopefully close above $22 and to stay above $22. After that, you're looking at $25 being the resistance level. But something else I want to point out is that average price targets are for 12 to 18 months. So they are thinking, or I should say Bank of America is projecting a 60% increase within the next 12 to 18 months. So that is definitely a great return. That's probably why you're seeing a lot of people actually buying this stock. That is all I can really give you guys from technicals. It's been, nothing crazy has really been happening ever since the share lockup period, when we did see about 150 million for trading volume in the day. We have went from an average of about 5 to 10 million in volume on any given day, all the way up to now we're average at about 30 million volume on any given day. Today at 43 million for volume. So watch for the volume to increase. I think we're likely to continue to see this rally increase, in my personal opinion, but this is really a long stock holding for me. I have no plans on selling this anytime into the future. Maybe if Lucid Motors is someday valued at Tesla's valuation, that's maybe when I would think about selling some of my shares. But my average cost is $21.46. My market value currently is $6,351. I'm up $378 today. I do own 300 shares. I'm still down 1.30% in total. It is 17.38% of my portfolio, and nobody should do this unless you have a very high conviction in the stock like I do. Really, to have anything over 5% of your portfolio is a big deal, and it does show how bullish you are on the company. But I also do have some sizable trades as well. I sold an October 15th 1750 put for, I did collect $137. This is what I like to do on stocks that I want to buy more of, and so I can buy them at a cheaper price. If you factor in 1750, where I would actually have to buy 100 shares, and the amount that I actually got paid for agreeing to do this, my real cost of these shares would be $16.13 per share. And if Lucid Motors stays above $17.50 by October 15th, I will keep $137 for free. So it's kind of the best thing you could do if you're very bullish on a stock and you want to buy more of it and you don't think it's going to go down, is just do that. You'll get that passive income, the $137, and potentially have to buy shares if it does go down under that for a very low price. I also do have a Lucid 2250 call. I bought this for $700 about August 30th to be exact. I'm up $23 on this. It's been bouncing around a lot. I'm up $75 today, currently worth $723. Break even at $29.50. So I think this will print massive tendies in due time. I don't know if I'm going to hold it all the way. I really want to get some of these 2024 options because they did just come out, and you could usually get really good deals on these. And that's, about 3 years away from where we currently are. So definitely that's my plan. That's my position. That is what you guys need to know about what is happening with Lucid today, the technical analysis and the Ortex data. So with all that being said, guys, drop that like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, if you want more videos like this. Also check out the link down below in the description. Also the GoFundMe if you guys want to support that. Madison is doing better today. They updated the picture so you guys can see what her current situation is. It's not a pretty picture by any means, but doing a lot better nevertheless. So say a prayer, donate if you guys want to, linked in the pinned comment in the comment section. So with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.